Sup, yo, buddies, how you doing? The morning caffeine, yep. Alright, let's see here. Alright, this video is gonna go live on January 28th for Talk to Me Tuesdays. I'm answering questions from last Tuesday for me making this video. Let's see what you guys asked. I definitely got more questions and comments this time, so pretty happy about that. Let's see, move my face a bit. So, let's see here. See, really any resemblance by way of Proby Joe is just a side effect of format. Or the format really isn't it? The idea of creating a forum for comments can come or have any criticism added, then the catalog of Twitch streamers are playing the same games. If it were a bad thing, you only have the same number of Twitch game streamers as you have games on the market. It's not really about whether the format is copied or not, but more the things you want to communicate with the audience, I assume. Alright, your comment got cut off here, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to figure out a way to communicate with you guys more, and like, yeah, like the more I've been doing this shit on YouTube, since I've been doing this YouTube thing for a while and like being more consistent with my content, I realized like a good chunk of you don't like using other forms of social media besides YouTube, right? You know, whether you don't have Facebook, you don't have, you know, whatever, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, me learning that is me doing this, what I'm doing now. It's like giving you the option to chat with me more. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll give you the opportunity to communicate with me, and I'm able to respond to you back, right? So, but yeah, I kind of like what you say here. It's like, it's not really about whether the format is copied one or not, but more about the things you want to communicate with and the audience or whatever. But I'm sure that's what you meant. That's why I want to communicate with you guys. Basically, you know, give you the chance to chat with me more here on my YouTube channel. I appreciate that. What software do you use, and does it allow you to itemize and categorize your receipts? I just use good old Sheets right now with lots of formulas and templates for speeding things up quickly. All right, so for Paul himself, he does use mainly, he just uses Quickens right from his end. You know, I can just take a picture of the receipt, I send it to him, and then he drops that into his Quickens app or whatever, and is able to scan it and itemize everything for him, right? So that's what he does. I mean, personally, what I like to use is called a home bank, right? It's actually an open source software. So this is free. You know, they work through donations, and the cool thing about this is that you can create your own categories. I mean, it always has some like pre-made stuff for you, like obviously groceries, gas, electric bills, and stuff like that. So it's for personal use. This thing is perfect, I think. You know, it has a bit of everything that you need. You can import data, you can export data. You know, you can create schedules. It can give you reminders of like bills that are coming up, stuff like that. You know, you can create templates. So meaning that like if every month you pay, you know, your phone bill around the same day, then like you can create a schedule template saying like it's coming up. You know, then like when the day comes, it gives you a reminder that today you have to pay, or it automatically deducts the money from your software here. I mean, it doesn't link up to your bank account. It's just letting you know, $50 a month for your electricity or something needs to be deducted today, and it gives you like an amount, how much you have in the bank account, right? I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I mean, this is what I use personally. It's free. Homebank or gethomebank.org. Okay, a useful question. What are your top 5 edits on Paul's channel? This one I actually had to think about, and like I did respond to him. But like I don't really have a top 5, but there are like a few that kind of pop out, right? Usually when Paul does his like Halloween specials, those are actually fun to edit. So this one is Super Scary GPU Situation Tech News, October 29th, 2023. This one pops out the most because the reason why it does is because I put a lot of fucking time into this one, I remember. Like I spent like over 12 hours editing this guy. And I think Paul told me that like I added some weird shit to it that like it fucking actually got age restricted. Doesn't seem like it. How many got lifted? I don't know. He told me that basically like, yeah, this video, like I guess like I added some weird shit to it that like it got age restricted. So it kind of happened maybe a few days after it launched, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So he was able to get, you know, his monetized views or whatever. So like once it became age restricted, it was already, you know, a few days later or like a week later, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, that one was fun. So every time he does like Halloween type of videos, these are fun. And there was another like edit in particular. I mean, I can't remember exactly which video it was. We're talking about AMD, and like this was like a few years back. What happened was that AMD was actually purposely controlling or minimizing their production of GPUs in order to keep the prices of their GPUs high, right? And like Paul was like reporting that they were doing that on purpose, right? They're capable of making more GPUs, but this was during like the whole Bitcoin thing, and like you know, to keep the scarcity going, that way they could keep their prices up. AMD was doing that, so I added the meme of Mad Max. You know, as a meme, I added like the joke where like you know, Mad Max, where he controls the water, and then pretty much he like he releases the water to like the PC crowd because they're all waiting because they're thirsty. And then here's like the valves, and they added like the GPUs being pumped into like the like the market, and then people here are just the gamers are thirsty for like the GPU cards, right? Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. But the thing is that like actually someone took that idea and like they kind of like added more, I guess, effort or detail, and then it got posted later in the subreddits for some PC thing. And that thing got like a lot of attention, right? And then Pablo like kind of like he didn't make a big deal out of it, but he pointed it out like someone did that. And, it originally came from us, right? So I mean, I don't know. At least from my end, I thought it was funny because like somebody actually liked what I did, and they just took the idea and they went with it. So at least from my end, cool. I mean, it's the internet. People are gonna do shit like that, so I didn't get mad. I guess I was more happy of the fact that I created a meme or an idea that someone took and went with it. So it's like, I don't know. At least for me, I was kind of happy about it. It's like, I got influence. Shit. If you were to ask me what are my least favorite like videos, it's always like benchmark videos because they're too stressful. They're not as fun to make, just very cut, go. And like, yeah, sometimes I have to stay up late to finish them. So for the most part, editing Paul's videos are always fun. I guess like I'll end with this. Going to Vegas, going to Taiwan. Even though the videos I make there are obviously fun because I'm in another part of the world. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that counts also. That's how I see it. It's just like where these videos are able to take me just to edit. I mean, shit, that's kind of cool. So the videos I make in Taiwan, those are my favorite. The videos I make in Vegas, those are my favorite kind of thing. And then like, tech news that I make, those are my favorite, on top of the other shit I just mentioned. So at least that's how I see it. This is from Scott Stam 7022 video. That no decent hardware reviewer is doing is trying to see how good but build quality they can make with cheap water cooling parts, like $20 for a hotline fitting, $3 for fitting from China, so on and so forth, right? Another similar comment: inexpensive ideas that would definitely help tech enthusiasts during these times of inflations where the dollar is stretched thin. All right, there's a few things about this right now. Just a disclaimer, because I know Paul likes to stalk my videos. I'm not like speaking for him, or I'm not taking anything that he said and sharing it here, right? Not in our private discussions. But I mean, like overall, from like me working with him and from him saying this himself and through his videos, for products that he's not familiar with, it's very difficult and also dangerous to recommend if it's not known, right? There's a lot of like tech that sure it's cheap, but doesn't have like the reputation like all these other big companies have. The problem with that is, what if he wants to recommend to you a cheap part that just say like a water cooler that leaks and it fucks up your PC? I mean, that's not a good situation, right? Yeah, you're right. The idea is not bad, be like, oh, build a PC with these parts, but there's that risk that these parts are cheap for a reason, There's kind of like there's that situation. Some guy bought like a cheap fucking power supply and like to make it heavier, they added like just like a bag of dirt or something like that. Oh, here we go. So yeah, I remember Paul mentioned this. Like some kid bought like a power supply, and like it was just like filled with a bunch of like cheap components, and like to make it feel heavier, like it's actually worth something, they added like a box filled with fucking dirt. That's all it was. It was just like a fucking thing filled with dirt. I mean, how terrible is that? So yeah, that's a situation. I mean, it would be kind of too difficult for Paul to recommend specific cheap parts when shit like this happens, Fuck that. It'd be terrible to recommend something and then something like that happens, so it'll be kind of hard to do that. So yeah, thanks for the suggestion, but I mean, most likely that's not gonna happen, for safety reasons, and yeah. Alright, so this is from my buddy Riverhead. Why did we not incorporate the classic bleaching part of your Discord with the probing? We'll type it up and get in trouble. Slamming for being rude, haha. Love the series, thank you. Even though I just started. But yeah, I want to keep this going as long as I can. I'm trying to figure out a way to get you some coffee from Vietnam, Cambodia. I had to see how expensive shipping is from here to California. Keep up the bleach probing, huh? If you guys don't know the whole bleaching thing, somehow the whole anal bleaching joke happened here. So every time you're a new member, you have to get anal bleached to purify you. It's a purity thing. Kind of like, when you get baptized, when you're born type of shit. But yeah, you bleach your asshole. So yeah, I'll just go with that. You bleach your asshole to keep you from being an asshole in the chat. It's a way of showing respect and commitment to being non-toxic in my environment by bleaching your own asshole. I don't know. At least I guess that's a joke. It's a never-evolving joke. Fuck, I don't know. But thank you, Riverhead. Any coffee is accepted. If you guys can, cool, I'll take it. Shit, I like drinking coffee. Fuck, seriously, it's one of my favorite things to do when I wake up is make myself a good coffee. Alright, this is from middle of nowhere. As Excelsiesta says, there's nothing new under the sun. Doesn't matter how many others do a Q&A series, you'll still do it just to make your own and you're done with the rest of the channel. My question is, which I forgot to ask earlier during CES, since you explored the lesser known corners, do you see any sexy, salacious side of CES? I remember reading articles in the past CES having some crazy techno sex toy stuff. And other than that, how am I doing? I'm doing great. I wasn't in particular looking for like sex toys, you know, I was just looking for just weird shit in general, right? And like actually I found some cool shit. Yeah, usually when the tram drops you off, it drops you off right in front of like the central area. So the convention head, okay, so it drops you off here in the center hall, right? So this is where like the main area they all usually get dropped off at, and all like the video game stuff is here, VR, the fucking holograms, you know, some cars or shit like that. This is massive, right? So it's all here. So obviously I dropped off here, I checked this out, and I went over here to the South Hall. I did not go to the North Hall. I don't think I did. Pretty sure I didn't. But I did not go to the West Hall for sure. I really wanted to go here actually, so I kind of fucked up that I didn't go here. I didn't have time. So next time I go, I guess I'll make sure to go to Central Hall. And definitely North Hall. Then like I guess you can, there's a bridge here that I don't know about. I want to check out the West Hall, right? So yeah, I guess keep that in mind. If any of you ever go to fucking Vegas, don't get stuck in the, I mean, there's a lot to check out, so it's easy to forget, right? But yeah, definitely there's a lot to do. That being said, there was a booth. I have no idea where this was at. I did not see this, but there was like I saw this in the internet, obviously being spread around by like this female AI robot that's able to talk to you. And I guess, you know, it has like the female, I don't know how anatomically correct it is if you're able to like fuck this thing. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I kind of don't care. But I mean, yeah, they have this female robot that's able to talk to you. You know, sure, because why not? Maybe like they're trying to like create robots that can mimic, say, like a person that passed away. Like I said, I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but the technology was there. So in regards to weird shit, I guess this is one of the things I would have liked to see. Fun fact, actually. When I started going to Vegas, actually, they had like two conventions going on at the same time, from what I remember. They had CES, and also they had like an adult convention going on. They kind of were overlapping too much. I think they moved it to now like the adult convention happens later. I don't exactly know. So I guess around that time I could have seen more stuff related to sex if, you know, I was to go and venture into this thing. But you know, when I started going to the convention, everything was new to me. I was like, I don't know how this shit works, you know. So I was like, I've been too dependent on following Paul around, right? Now that I guess I'm able to edit faster and I understand how things do work, I can go and explore more. But yeah, next year I definitely want to check out more parts of the convention to see more weird shit, that's for sure. And this is probably like my final question. Happy birthday, thank you, Doodle Duck, appreciate that. Didn't know, maybe you mentioned it earlier, but I missed it. Are you guys interested in more classical art? If you read through this stuff. My buddy here, Doodle Duck, he's actually on my Discord, but he doesn't jump on it as much, so yeah. Also because, you know, if you're not in the Discord consistently, your comments or questions could get lost, you know, buried if you're not up to date to it. So me making these videos could be a good way for you to like come back to and have a chat with me if you want. So yeah, more good reasons why I'm gonna be doing these videos. Thank you for that. In regards to like, if I like classical art and stuff like that, I actually do like art overall. Yes, I do like art. If you haven't noticed, I like art. Shit, my whole fucking background is mainly a lot of art. A lot of this stuff I got from like conventions, you know, or stuff I get for free. You know, I like supporting local artists. So, you know, this image right here in particular, the one with the crazy face here. Yeah, it was just a print from a girl, and she like asked $20 for it. I liked it, so, you know, I paid her the $20 for this print mainly because I like the work and also my way of supporting the artist, right? As well as all this other shit you see. Some of these are posters I got for free on certain events I go to, but a lot of this stuff, in particular this shit, so like the Pikachu, you know, I bought it off like an artist. Same thing with these guys over here, you know, so yeah, I like buying art. In regards to classical art, yeah, I appreciate it. I do like it. The thing is, like, a lot of it is too familiar for me, you know. I mean, how many times have we seen, like, you know, stone statues on TV or images, you know, whatever, stock footage, you know, it's just like, or even the movies, right? I appreciate it, you know, obviously for the time that it's taken to do this shit, but, you know, I like seeing more of what's currently out there. I've been wanting to, like, actually interview some of these, like, vendors they meet. That's kind of been part of my goal. I want to, like, talk to them more. So maybe I can start to incorporate that so you guys can see more of, like, local artists I meet here. maybe do like a little small interview. I think I'm kind of at that point now where I feel comfortable enough to ask for that. So we'll see if people are willing to do that or not. Thank you so much for leaving the comments. So if you guys want to leave me a question for next Tuesday, leave them in the comments for me, please. And as always, you guys want to chat with me like out of YouTube, there's a Discord if you guys want to chat with me a bit more. Either way, thanks for leaving a comment. It keeps the discussion going. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I gotta go. Talk to you later. Peace.